Mancera Aoud Lemon Mint might honestly be my new favorite Mancera, so let's go ahead and review it. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and also be sure to follow my fragrance Instagram page. But today we are focusing on one of the most popular from the house of Mancera, and of course I'm talking about Aoud Lemon Mint in this phenomenal looking bottle. And I just recently got this bottle in and started wearing it and stuff like that, and it was also my scent of the day today. And wow, it was a treat and a delight, I gotta tell you that right now. And kind of blew me off guard and was not expecting what I actually got from this fragrance, because I have had subscribers say that they did not like this and actually got rid of their bottle. But for me, this stuff just works wonders on my skin, so I cannot wait to talk about it. But before we do that, let's go over some information. The release date was in 2016, so it isn't that old, and it's also not that new. So it has been in the Mancera collection for quite some time now. So the retail price is gonna run you $95 for a 60 ml bottle, or you can opt for the big boy, the 120 ml bottle, for $180. So that is obviously a better bang for your buck. Now, at the end of the day, that is just the retail prices that Mancera sells their products at, like at stores, boutiques, and their website. Of course, you can also get these at discounters if you look around. The perfumer is, of course, Pierre Montal, who is the perfumer for all Manceras and all Montals. They are both sister companies, pretty much co-companies. So yeah, he is the nose behind this one. With all that information out of the way, let's go ahead now and look at the packaging and presentation. So looking at the bottle, because unfortunately I don't have the box, even though the box is the same throughout the entire line. I do have quite a few other ones. It comes with a pouch and things like that. But looking at the bottle, it is in this phenomenal looking gradient. As you can see, it kind of goes from like a sky blue to like an earthy yellowish green on the bottom there. Of course, you have a gold kind of label with a Aoud Lemon Mint Eau de Parfum Mancera. On the top, this is the new bottles with the magnetic cap and a slightly different top Mancera logo. And on the bottom, of course, you will have your engraved, etched in information and batch code. And then the cap is magnetic because it is the newer ones rather than the older screw tops, which I actually did like, even though these ones are a little bit more practical and have a much better spray. Nothing in the atomizer, and the cap isn't too heavyweight, and nothing on top of the atomizer either. So that is the bottle presentation. In the top, you have lemon, almond, mandarin orange, pepper, and coriander. In the middle, you have oud, patchouli, and Egyptian jasmine. And in the base, you have vanilla, amber, leather, musk, and vetiver. So let's go and spray this one. Try out the new atomizers, which, by the way, are incredible. Take a look at this, guys. That was like 3 regular sprays of the original Manceras with the screw top, which had terrible atomizers. This one, they highly improved on that. So let's remind myself, which by the way, I am picking up in the air because this stuff is strong. So in the opening of Aoud Lemon Mint, of course, hence the name Lemon, Mint, and Oud, you do get a ton of lemon, but rather it being a tart, kind of zesty, citrusy lemon, it's more so like a sweet, kind of candy-like lemon that I pick up on. But also the lemon is very dominant, but alongside the lemon, you do have a ton of a creamy, very nutty almond note, which I am a sucker for a good almond note. Of course, found in like L'Homme Ideal's line, Parfum de Mali Pegasus, things like that. I love almond in fragrances. But also alongside the almond, you do have some pepper, and that does bring a nice kind of warming, kind of spicy touch to the opening of the fragrance. And all 3 of those main player notes work so good together. Like I said, it is very creamy, very, very sweet, obviously from like the almond and the lemon, but it also comes across nutty as well, and a little bit spicy in the background. It's absolutely downpouring outside, right outside my window, like very, very hard. So hopefully the mic isn't really picking that up. But guys, in the middle of this fragrance is where it actually shines the most, in my opinion, and it changes quite a lot. This is honestly a pretty complex fragrance, which most of the time, from my experiences, Mancera's Montals are usually pretty linear, but not the case with this one. Of course, you do have that oud, which does make its way through very dominantly. Now the oud is that signature Mancera oud. It's not very barnyardy, Not really funky or anything like that, but it does definitely have a dirtiness to it. But also it works alongside the jasmine and patchouli, which are both very rugged, earthy, dirty notes to me most of the time, especially jasmine and patchouli together. Yeah, that's exactly how it comes across, with this very earthy, dirty, and a little bit floral too from obviously jasmine. Also with that jasmine, of course, almonds, creaminess, and things like that, and being very, very sweet. That does definitely add a little bit of feminine touches to it, which does make this fragrance unisex, but of course we'll talk a little bit later on about that in the video. But as it actually dries down in the base of Oud Lemon Mint, you're pretty much left with a very creamy vanilla, and you still also have that almond note as well as you make your way into the base of it. But the vanilla, the white musk, and the leather notes definitely come through quite a bit, alongside the oud and the almonds, which are still main supportive notes. The lemon is far gone at this point. You're just left with those notes mostly. You guys are probably wondering, where's the mint? Obviously, Mancera calls this Oud Lemon Mint. There is zero mint in this fragrance. I think Mancera should actually call this fragrance Oud Lemon Cake, because, like I said, it's very creamy, very gourmand sweet, and it does sort of give me a lemon cake vibe to the composition. Now, that actually probably sounds good to you, because it should. This fragrance is, like I said, my new favorite from the house of Mancera, surpassing Cedrat Boisé. Much prefer this over Cedrat Boisé at this time of recording. And some others I have from Mancera is Oud Exclusive. I have Black Gold. I also have Hindu Kush, which is a good cannabis dominant fragrance. There's just something special about Oud Lemon Mint, and I'm so happy I actually decided to actually pick up a bottle of this, even though I have heard a ton of people say negative things about it. I can definitely see not everyone liking this one. And to be honest with you, it's not that much of like a freshie, spring, summer focused only fragrance. You would think that maybe looking at the bottle being very bright and vibrant. But to be honest with you, this one could work definitely in some kind of evenings and colder weather. So we'll talk about that now. So for seasons, I think it's best for Oud Lemon Mint. Honestly, it's very versatile. I would say though, mostly the fall, spring, and summer. It would definitely work for the fall time, because you do have that oud, you do have a creaminess, sweetness, kind of gourmandness to the fragrance, and also dirty and earthy. But it would also work very nicely in the spring and summer because of that nice lemon, and it does have a brightness to the fragrance as well. But more so maybe in like the evenings of the spring and summer, and definitely in the fall. Yeah, I cannot wait to wear this one. This one is just so good, puts a smile on my face. And yeah, it's just phenomenal what Mancera did with Oud Lemon Mint. To be honest with you, it's actually a perfect fragrance for me at the moment, because I have been talking about in my videos how I'm always heavy in like the ouds, the resinous, dark, kind of animalic fragrances. But I'm kind of transitioning more into like fresher citrus fragrances targeted towards like spring and summer. So this one has the best of both worlds pretty much. You have the citrus, you have the brightness, the vibrance to the fragrance, but you also have the dirty, earthy oud and a nice kind of leather dry down with some musk. So it's just the best of both worlds for me, and that's probably why at this moment in time, this is by far my favorite Mancera's. It just fits that bill for me, and it's definitely probably one of the best signature worthy fragrances from the house as well. I gotta say that. And it's kind of unfortunate that Cedrat Boisé gets all of the talk from the house. Like when you think of Mancera, the first fragrance that pops in a lot of people's heads is Cedrat Boisé, which, don't get me wrong, that's another phenomenal fragrance. It's like a huge batch of fruits, like a whole bucket of fruits all in one. No particular fruit in general, just very, very fruity, and obviously very woody as well too. So yeah, that's a good launch, but I think this one a lot of people should highly check out, especially if you own Cedrat Boisé or you are familiar with the house in general, or if you're not too, this is a phenomenal entry too. You get that kind of signature oud, but it is done in a very crowd-pleasing way. All right, so for occasions that I think is best for this fragrance, is definitely more on the casual side of things, because it does come across very playful, being sweet and things like that. It doesn't have a sophisticated formal vibe to it, even though I think you honestly could dress this fragrance up, which I love to dress kind of underdressed fragrances up. I do that quite a bit, I gotta be honest with you. So this one you can 100% dress up with like a suit and tie, but at the end of the day, it is more suited for a casual event. Like if you're going out running errands, if you're going out with some buddies, If you're going out to eat, if you're, just things like that, it will be perfect for. Let's touch on gender and age for Mancera's Oud Lemon Mint. So to me, this is very unisex. Like I talked about going over how the fragrance smells, with the jasmine, with the sweetness, with the creaminess, it does have a feminine quality to it that a woman can 100% pull off without a problem. But it also has some masculine touches too, with the patchouli, the earthiness, the oud, of course, the leather musk dry down. So it does run split down the middle, which is awesome. So if you're a woman, you can definitely rock this one, I'm telling you right now. And if you're a guy, 100% without a problem. You will not smell feminine if you're wearing it as a guy. And if you're a woman wearing this one, you won't smell masculine. It just works on pretty much everybody. But not everybody in the sense of age groups, because this one does lean juvenile and youthful. Like I talked about, it is very playful, very casual fragrance. So probably I would say anyone 40 and under, this is best suited for. Anybody over 40, you probably will not enjoy this one. It might kind of like make you sick and just, you wouldn't really vibe with it. I would say much better options for you at that age groups in the market, trust me. But if you're under 40, 100% a phenomenal fragrance for you. Now let's talk about the performance of this one. Now, Mancera's Menthols are always notorious for beast mode fragrances. And I gotta say, Oud Lemon Mint definitely fits that bill. Extremely potent, extremely strong, guys. I'm not even kidding you. It definitely lives up to the family heritage of Mancera being a beast mode. Honestly, I can even go as far as saying this is the best performing Mancera in my entire collection, over Cedar Boise and Oud Exclusive, which are both very good as well. I don't know if maybe it's because I did get a partial bottle, which is about 80% full, so it probably has marinated and macerated for some time now. Got some air in there that pretty much boosted, and kind of like wine, it ages over time and becomes more strong and potent. Fragrance is the same exact way. So if you're watching this review and you go out and get a bottle and it doesn't perform like I'm saying in this video, let it sit for maybe a few months or so, come back to it after spraying it a couple times, and I'm telling you that stuff's gonna be nuclear. Pretty much longevity for me, I got over 12 hours on my skin. And I'm not talking about like when you get in the 10 hour to 12 hour mark and you can barely smell it. No, you can definitely get a vivid, vibrant smell from this one. You can still definitely detect that is Oud Lemon Mint. So no complaints. As far as projection goes, I got around 4 hours of very heavy projection off of my skin, like pushing off of my skin, which is surprising nowadays because a lot of fragrances are definitely below average or right down the middle average. This one is by far above average, almost nuclear, I would say. I highly recommend checking out Oud Lemon Mint. Like I said, it is my favorite Mancera, and it might be yours too if you try out a bottle of one of these. So that's gonna do it for my review. Let me know if you've actually tried this fragrance or if you think about getting it, and what is your favorite from the house of Mancera. But besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.